Tennessee Titans fans, it is that time of the week where we go on the Tennessee Titans Reddit page and see what fans are saying about the current state of the organization as we go out of January into February and draft talk heats up. Let's dive in to some comments and posts on the Tennessee Titans Reddit page. Up first from Tired Dad 4X. Congrats to Titans legend Justin Simmons. As on Pro Football Talk's X account, they said Justin Simmons added to the AFC Pro Bowl roster. So obviously the joke here is that his name is Jeffrey Simmons, not Justin Simmons. And congratulations to Big Jeff for going to the Pro Bowl, even though I don't even think the Pro Bowl is that big of a deal anymore. It just kind of feels like just whoever they can find to go goes. But congrats to Big Jeff for making it. And the ongoing gag, not jag, Duval, not jag, gag. The ongoing gag is that nobody knows who any of the Titans are. Literally, have you heard these announcers try to say Chig Okonkwo's name? It has them in knots. They always call Jeffrey Simmons Justin Simmons. There's a player named Justin Simmons that plays for the Atlanta Falcons. He's a safety. But Kevin Byard, it was always Bayard or Bayard. I mean, does any other fan base deal with the disrespect of announcers and people all over sports media that just don't even know how to pronounce or say the correct name of the players? It is absolutely mind-boggling. Beginning Bad 6994 says, is this a hot take? Now, hear me out. So I'm from Chicago, but I'm a Titans fan, so I'm sure there is some bias. I want us to sign Justin Fields instead of drafting a quarterback at pick 1. We can either trade the pick for more capital or draft Abdul Carter. The cycle of drafting a quarterback, realizing they stink, this team as a whole stinks, then trade them away. I mean, listen, if the Titans don't draft a quarterback, I'm sure Justin Fields is a legitimate option, I guess. Even though I don't think Justin Fields fits Brian Callahan's offense at all. But if you want to talk about cycles, but what to do with the Titans where we draft a guy and then they don't work out, I mean, sure, you could point to Marcus, you could point to Will Levis. Like, sure, there are examples, Jake Locker, but there are also plenty of examples of the Titans trying to make it work with a free agent guy who's older and then it just doesn't work out. I mean, there's plenty of examples of both. The Titans, I mean, you know, when you think about it, since they moved to Nashville, Ryan Tannehill, probably the second best quarterback they've had, and that's kind of sad, right? So we still haven't figured out how to draft a guy and then have that guy come in and be our guy for years and years to come. And the problem there is if you're going to compete in the AFC, you've got to do that at some point. You have got to do that. You cannot keep just coming in here with, you know, some guy you picked up in the 3rd or 4th round. You can't keep coming in here with, you know, these long shot guys or these, you know, older bridge guys. It's not getting you where you want to go. And so even if you do have a cycle of, you know, this not working with the young quarterbacks and bringing them in, you got to keep trying because that's really the only way to make it work. And so if it is a bridge guy this year, I would rather, you know, Justin Fields, I don't feel like he would fit in well, but, you know, maybe I'm wrong. And going off of that, this user says, does Jackson Dart have the juice? Just watched some film breakdowns on Jackson Dart, and man, he looks like he could end up being the best QB in the draft when all is said and done. Wonder if trading back and picking him will end up being the play. Jackson Dart, of course, was the quarterback at Ole Miss. I think right now he's probably projected to be a 2nd or 3rd rounder. I mean, listen, I've been vocal about the fact that outside of Cam Ward or Shedeur Sanders, there's really no quarterback in this draft that I'm interested in. People are trying to sell fans on the idea of Jalen Milroe or Dylan Gabriel or not Carson Beck, because he's going back to college, but Jackson Dart, it's just like, man, when I look at Jackson Dart, I just see Will Levis. I just see another guy that we're going to take in the 2nd or 3rd round and then hope that they can turn into something. I mean, you look across the league, out of 32 possible teams, I think 23 of them have first-round quarterbacks. Look at all of the 4 teams left in the AFC and NFC championship game. Jaden Daniels was a first rounder. Josh Allen, first rounder. Patrick Mahomes, first rounder. Not Jared Goff. Jalen Hurts, early second, but he's on kind of a super team. So, I mean, Jared Goff was a first rounder. Baker Mayfield was a first rounder. Who else is in the AFC? Lamar Jackson was a late first rounder. I mean, majority of the time it's a first rounder. I know there are the outliers like the Brock Purdy's and the Jalen Hurts and the Dak Prescotts of guys who get drafted later and they turn into something. But more times than not, it's going to need to be a first rounder. And I will also say this. I highlighted this on the podcast the other day. There's a difference in the AFC and NFC. In the NFC right now, you can get away with having a team quarterbacked by Jalen Hurts or Brock Purdy or Jared Goff and getting pretty far. In the AFC, where Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes and Lamar Jackson and Joe Burrow and now CJ Stroud reside, you're not going to get away with that. You've got to have a guy at quarterback. And so the sooner the Titans can get one, the better. I don't think Jackson Dart is it. And I mean, I'm not sure if Cam Ward would be it. I'm really not sure if Shedeur would. But the only way you're going to get where you want to go is if you take a chance on somebody. DeAndre Hopkins to play in his first Super Bowl. I know it isn't necessarily Titans news, and we're not thrilled about the Chiefs, but it's the offseason, so screw it. Dude was a bright spot for our bad teams and showed Nashville a ton of love, and I'm happy for him. 12 years in the league, 4 teams, 5-time Pro Bowler, first Super Bowl. I will say this. I hate the fact that it's down to the Chiefs and the Eagles. Don't like either one of them. But if the Chiefs were to three-peat, the one bright spot of that would be that DeAndre Hopkins gets a ring. He deserves a ring. Think about the quarterbacks that he's played with. Obviously in Nashville, but also, I mean, I guess the best quarterback he's had was with prime Deshaun Watson in Houston. He's played with some lousy teams and some lousy quarterbacks. And so if he were to call it a career after this season, it would be a fitting conclusion to his career to end it with Patrick Mahomes. You finally got one. And then winning a Super Bowl. I like D-Hop. I agree with everything this user said. It would be good to see D-Hop get a ring. I agree. Even though I can't bring myself to root for the Chiefs. Titans will Levis to spend time with Jordan Palmer during the offseason. Certainly sounds like Levis will be on the team one way or another next season. I don't think that's necessarily true. Depends on, if you're the Tennessee Titans and you get a call from somebody offering you a 4th rounder for Will Levis, I mean, I'd sure listen to him. I mean, listen, I think that the Titans are done with Will Levis. I think you can tell when Brian Callahan talks, they don't have a future with Will Levis. And I think absolutely, if you get a bridge guy, if you decide to go with Aaron Rodgers or Matt Stafford or Kirk Cousins or whoever next season, yeah, you could bring Will Levis back as a backup and it's not going to hurt anything. But if you're going to draft somebody especially, really, I don't think you keep Will Levis on the team at that point because that's not a very stable quarterback room. A rookie as the starter and then Will Levis as the backup and the friction that would bring, the awkwardness, I don't think that's the answer. So I think there's actually a good chance Will Levis won't be on the team next season. I think there's a chance that Will Levis could be traded at some point, but we will see. Whoop, already read that one. I think we have one more post, and it's a heartbreaker, guys. It's a heartbreaking post. But today, 25 years ago, the Titans were 1 yard short of going to overtime in Super Bowl 34 against the Rams. There you can see the great Kevin Dyson stretching. Oh, man. I've watched that clip a million times, and one of these days, he's going to stretch out and reach the end zone. I just keep believing. One day, I'm going to tune into one of those clips, and he's going to break a tackle or he's going to reach far enough. Heartbreaking end, and it sucks that the Titans have not been back to the Super Bowl since that moment. But maybe better days are ahead. 25 years ago today, Kevin Dyson came up 1 yard short. Oh, what a heartbreaking conclusion to this video. Thank you guys for listening. Don't forget about the Two Tone Talk Reddit page. Ain't nobody posted on there in like 2 weeks. Link in the video description below. Go over there, and if you post anything on there, we'll share it here. Thank you guys for watching. Tighten up. Bye.